Hey, it's Justin Popovich here, and I have a special guest today. Along with me is my friend Brad Goss. Brad, are you there?
I'm here.
And of course he's there because we did a huge test before we hit record. You have to sound formal at the beginning of these interviews, right, Brad?
That's because we're professionals.
That's right. So what we're doing here is we have a Skype call on the go, high quality Skype sharing. Brad's going to share his screen, and this is kind of cool. We're going to do a pretty informal training session here and a very generous share by Mr. Goss because Brad is, just to set some context here, Brad's one of our PLR customers and vice versa. I'm a customer of his with his Vector Tunes business. And we were chatting the other day. Brad and I have been friends for years and talk business all the time. And he was showing me some cool examples of stuff that I haven't even done with my own PLR. So he's doing stuff that hasn't even occurred to me, and he showed it to me. And I'm thinking, geez, this is really good stuff, not just for me, but anybody that buys our PLR needs to at least be aware of this. And particularly when it comes to Pinterest, which is a platform I haven't even created an account on yet, to be honest. So that's not good. I want to resolve that. But I want to do it the right way, and hopefully by following Brad's example here, you along with me will learn a little bit about sharing images on Pinterest, particularly PLR images, but it doesn't have to be PLR. This could apply to any graphics in your business that you want to use as a shareable sort of promotional tool. And then above and beyond that, Brad is going to be sharing some marketing, or not marketing automation, but I guess general automation principles of what he does in his business to actually load up these graphics into the various platforms. So he's not pointing and clicking one image at a time, but actually being able to do this stuff in bulk. And I know of no one else better at automation than Brad. So you're in for a treat today. Brad, thanks very much. I'll pass it over to you now.
Wow, that was quite the intro. You built me up there.
Did it sound really professional and like almost like TV style?
It did. It was very, yeah, like you're a professional voiceover artist. You could probably get a gig on Fiverr.
Wow.
So do me a favor, write this down.
Right. Yeah. Everybody write this down.
Create Pinterest account.
Okay. Just a sec. Let me get my pen. My pen's not working. I'm going to type it.
Okay. So this is my Pinterest account for vectortunes.com, just to kind of show you, not to be like, oh, look at me and I've got look at my awesome stats or anything like that. But just if you've never used it before, this will kind of give you the idea of what you can do with it. I mean, daily we're getting over 10,000 impressions, and that's from daily 3,900 viewers, individual viewers from Pinterest. And every single graphic that we put on Pinterest, we have thousands of graphics up there, link back to our website. So you're on the graphic, you click on it, you're on my website. And so it's a great traffic tool. We actually get sales and transactions from Pinterest visitors. It's free, which everybody likes. Free is affordable. So
yeah, quick question, Brad. Your opinion on Pinterest. I always thought of it as, Facebook, just my own usage, or anybody I know, you go there and you're kind of quickly scrolling through your news feed for social stuff, your friends and what they're up to and all that. Whereas Pinterest, it's almost like people go there in a consumer mentality. It's almost a little bit more of a shopping environment. Would you agree with that?
Yes and no. I mean, I think that there is a component there, but I think a lot of people go there for recipes and for design inspiration and for ideas, and a lot of people go, and when I say design, I mean everything from graphic design to people who are DIY wedding invitations to redecorating the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it really kind of covers all genres, and I wouldn't say that they're shopping, but I would say that the something Google actually refers to is called micro moments, where people, there's times when they're researching what to buy, and then there's times where they're actually buying. And I would say this is more kind of they're researching what to buy, or sometimes they're just I just scroll sometimes. Like I just scroll through Pinterest sometimes just for design ideas, inspiration, whatever it might be. And it, sometimes it's just,
something catches your eye. Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of see these cool images, and once it curates content for you. And so this is just to give you an idea. This is the Vector Tunes Pinterest account, and I have a whole bunch of different pin boards here. And Most of them lead back to my products. My biggest one is called Vector Illustrations, has 13,000 pins,
Nice.
and that's basically every product in my catalog has a corresponding pin, and each one links back to the individual product. So, if we click on this woman here, putting the garbage away, if I click on the image, it will actually take me to that image that's for sale on my website. So,
Oh, right. So rather than just to like your storefront, it's going to the specific product they can buy.
yeah, and this is all done with what I'm going to show you today. How we sort of marry up. There's different ways of doing this where you're not sitting there submitting one by one and typing in the same information over and over again, that type of thing. So I'll take you through some of what we do to do this. There's a lot of facets to it, but just to kind of give you an idea. But anyway, I wanted to share because I did a lot with your PLR quote graphics.
Yes.
So if I go into my memes section here, you can see I grabbed a whole bunch of your quote graphics. And these were actually generating a lot of traffic for me, and that's why I thought we should do this, because I downloaded them because I needed the text content from one of your products, and this was in the package. And I went and looked at them. And I thought, hey, these are kind of cool. The typography design's amazing. So they're powerful. But what's cool about them is what a lot of people don't understand about Pinterest is that it actually shows you, and it's not going to show it to me here because it's my own product, but it'll show the other users that visit this page related content below, and a lot of it is just based on the colors and the other things that are the hashtags that are used and all these other things. So there's all this contextual content. So you get a lot of just sort of random people coming to your stuff, because the more stuff you have on Pinterest, the more clicks you're going to get, and the more more traffic generates to your website. So anyway, I think I've explained Pinterest and how it works and what I've done here. What I'm going to do is show you how I get, I've got, if you look at this board, I've got tons of these quote graphics in here. And so I thought it'd be cool to show you how I automate the submission of these, not to completely automate, but at least make my life a little bit easier, so I'm not uploading these images one by one and that type of thing. So what I'm going to do is take you to, now I'm on a Mac, but most of what we're going to show you today works just as well on a PC. This is my FTP program. It's what I use to upload files to my server or my Amazon S3 account or whatever that might be. And so I've already uploaded 20 of Justin's quote graphics to my FTP server. You can see that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know if most FTP programs have this built in. Most people don't know this, but you can right-click on your files that you've selected and say copy URL. And that's going to copy the HTTP, like web URL, to that graphic on your server. Now, sometimes it'll need some correction, but in this case, I know it doesn't because I've dealt with this FTP program and Amazon S3 before. And then so now I'm in a spreadsheet. This is in numbers, but we have the Excel version of this as well. I'm going to give you guys this. Everybody who's, I don't know how Justin will figure out how that gets delivered, if it's delivered through the product that you're looking at or now or whatever. But we'll make this available to people who buy the graphics, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah. If you're watching this video, make sure you get this somehow. So.
Okay. Yeah. This is the spreadsheet that I put together, and all it does is it creates the URL that's going to throw all of these 20 graphics, or one at a time, sort of allow us to submit these 20 graphics without having to go through a lot of trouble. And automating this kind of stuff sometimes doesn't make sense if you're only doing 4 or 5 things. But when you have hundreds to do or thousands to do, or you want to be able to scale to that, it's a little bit better when you have these little bits and pieces automated. So the more you can, and it also eliminates mistakes. So I'm going to take you through that right now. So in this spreadsheet, I only have a few fields that have to be filled out. So I'm going to start with the link URL, and I'm just going to go really basic here. Just link back to my website. Nothing fancy in the URL, no short URLs or anything, just a raw link back. And in any spreadsheet program, you can just copy down. So you've got 20 of the same URL in here because we know we have 20 images. And because I copied already from my FTP program, I can just paste the Amazon S3 URLs to the images into those 20 cells. You seeing that?
Yeah, I can see those. So so you're just grabbing. That's when you you copied the source of each graphic that you uploaded on your server.
Right. So yeah, you just right click, copy
Copy
URL.
URL. Got it.
Most FTP programs have this built in. So, especially when you're doing this hundreds at a time, you can see how this will help to speed things up. So, and then lastly, what we do is we need to create a description and hashtags. Well, we know that these are, I didn't show them to you, but we'll see them in a second. These are paid traffic. It's from your paid traffic package that you did recently.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to type in a description and some hashtags. And what a lot of people don't know about social media and Pinterest in particular is hashtags are really powerful. So the more of them that you have, the more you'll show up in other searches and in other related products. Sometimes I just dump a whole bunch of hashtags in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say paid traffic 101, and I'll go marketing, traffic, whoops.
Basically the same as when you tag your videos in YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, right? The more, and you don't have to go crazy here, but I also like to say quotes, and I like to say, because these are really good designs, right? So I like to say typography.
Right, because that applies to your business as a designer, as a graphic person that sells graphics.
Yeah, so that's good. That's probably plenty. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit nerdy here. What I have to do is I have to take this, and I have to do something called URL decode it. URL encode it. So you just go to Google and you search for URL encode, and there's free websites that do this. So I just click on the first result here. It's a URL decoder encoder.
You missed a hashtag at the start there.
I did I?
Paid traffic, or is it? Or is
oh
that
no,
on purpose?
yeah. So what I've done is I've put in a descriptor first, and then like a string of hashtags.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm just going to click encode here, and you see it makes a whole bunch of goofy symbols. It just finds and replaces everything, so it's friendly to be submitted to Pinterest. And understanding why this is important is kind of over our heads today. We don't need to worry about it right now. Let's just sit there and look pretty. So
I think people have seen those kind of URL strings when they visit websites, right? Like you see that often in your address bar.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be totally confusing for people here.
For some people won't get it. Some people will. If you don't get it, you don't need to. Just understand it's a necessary step. And then what we have here, and again, I'm going to get a little advanced here, but you don't need to understand what this is necessarily. Is I have a calculation, and so again, what this does is it's constructing a URL that I can click, and all the data for this submission will already be loaded into Pinterest. Okay, and so I'm using something called concatenate. Again, you don't need to know what it is, but it's essentially just stringing all of this stuff together into one URL that is clickable. Okay, so I'm going to copy these and just paste them into any old text document that will create paid clicks or will create links. And here we go. We have these Pinterest links. So if I click any of these links, it takes me straight to Pinterest. The image is loaded in. The hashtags and the description are loaded. And all I have to do is click pin it. And then it's going to say it's been saved to this directory. And then I can click on it, and it takes me right to vectortunes.com. So what happens here is we have this list of links that we can click.
So that first click you're doing from your text file that you created is basically simplifying the step of going to Pinterest and posting something new to the network.
Right, because normally you would have to go in, you would have to upload the image.
Exactly, it would take forever.
Yeah, it usually takes a few minutes per image to do them manually, and so this just allows you to do them tab by tab. Again, you can. I mean, if you go too crazy, you'll hit a wall with Pinterest. I think if you try and pin more than 500 times in an hour or something, they'll say, hey, slow down.
Right, right.
But
But this
otherwise,
is
you're
this is
fine.
like, yeah, it's like 90% automated, and then if you do the work for this once and you get it down, then that's something you could easily send to a VA.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
And
Very cool.
there's actually we could take this further. There's another step that I do, but we won't necessarily have to get into that today's training. But there are macro based programs out there, that you can use for Mac and for PC that will actually automate the process of going through these and clicking, and but it's kind of nice to review what you're doing in case there is a mistake or in case something has happened. You can kind of see, hey, this image didn't load or whatever it might be.
Yeah, exactly. And it does, again, it's a pretty simple step that it doesn't have to be you personally as the business owner. It can be someone on staff or somebody outsourced or whatever.
Exactly.
But at the same time, yeah, I do like that manual check just to pin it, because at the end of the day, it's still your brand. You're still posting stuff to a public social network. You want to make sure, just a quick once over, that it actually looks the way you want it to. Not that
Exactly.
you've like, yeah, rather than like posting a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense and people start unfollowing your account because it's garbage.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
these will bring me a decent number of impressions and a decent number of clicks over the next months and years, and they'll stay out there. And the more of them I put up, the more traffic and the more backlinks I get. I don't do it for the backlinks because I'm not a fan of backlinks, but I know a lot of people do like to build backlinks, and Pinterest is a great source for backlinks. And so what's cool about this is that in the course of a couple of minutes, we've done probably an hour and a half of work in the real world, uploading these memes to Pinterest.
Yeah. And what's really good about this example in particular is if you're one of our PLR customers, you might, most of our customers have purchased more than one PLR pack from us. So they might be sitting on, 20, 40, 80, 100 plus of these social quote posters and not using them at all. So with your little automation process here and Pinterest, it can actually be put to use. Um, there's not, I guess, obviously, there's probably some work that goes into getting, I mean, you've got a well-established Pinterest account here, so you can't just publish it once and walk away. You'd obviously have to participate in the network a little bit and build up your profile, but it's still like it's unlocking a huge piece of potential here for driving traffic.
Sure, yeah, and it's I don't invest much time in my Pinterest account outside of this kind of stuff, just posting. But
Okay.
I do post, like, this is good content, right? That's the key. If
Right.
you're posting spammy content or you're linking to crappy affiliate links, or a lot of people try and shortcut this stuff, and I know your customers aren't in that category, but a lot of people will, they try and link this to some crappy affiliate offer that's scammy, and that's going to, Pinterest is going to shut the account down or something. I actually link back to a graphic design website, and people are repinning my URLs. So I thought I would show you my Pinterest analytics again here. So let's pull up my Pinterest analytics. I thought I'd show you that, just for fun, what gets me the most views on Pinterest. And
That's pretty good at analytics they give you. That's just all built in, or do you have to pay extra for that?
no, I don't pay anything for that. This is my
This is just the analytics they give you for free.
yeah. This is if you have set up a Pinterest for Business account.
Okay.
It's free. I did this infographic once years ago, called "How to Roll a Perfect Joint," and so we had our artists draw up this. The pot counterculture is pretty heavy, and people love to share this kind of stuff in that world. So we just created this kind of airline, style instruction card on on how to.
Well, and it's a huge mainstream topic now with like the legalization and all that too.
Exactly, right. So this has been shared thousands of times on Pinterest, and this links back to my website. And look at this. Here's these are my top pin impressions for the last 30 days. Every one of these is because what happens is people share your stuff on Pinterest, and wherever the share goes, your link goes with it. So the more people sharing your graphics, and infographics are hot. Like Pinterest users love infographics, and they love quotes, and they love this kind of stuff. So you get all these shares, and each one of the shares equates to another backlink to your website. And so this one infographic I posted once is now showing up in thousands of different places on Pinterest, and you can see like the impression count and the click count. Like this one board in the last 30 days has sent me 112 clicks.
Nice.
And it's been repinned another 66 times, and so it just keeps going viral. And this one's got 57 clicks, and you know as you kind of scroll down, you'll see there's different click numbers from from each one depending on the types of users they're getting, or I don't know.
So yeah, that's like similar. You could do something similar with like a PLR infographic.
Of course, yeah.
We sell tons of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that and I used that original strategy, right? I used hashtags, made it fairly simple, but went after the audience that was relevant to the infographic.
Right.
And it shared out really well. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd share with you that what we did with the quote graphics and that spreadsheet, because it's such a simple method that you could see, you could take this video and give it to a VA and just say, here, do this. Here's the spreadsheet, and they could post this content to Pinterest for you.
Yeah, well, and then doing this exercise at the same time, you can start with a 20-pack of our PLR quote graphics, but then as you've been going through this, I've already been starting to think of all these other images and graphical type of content that we've created in our business over the years that could easily be shared. Like even just for me as a video marketer, I've probably got a few hundred splash pages that I use, on a YouTube video, right? When you could put a thumbnail image.
Yep.
So I've got, a few hundred of these, whether it's me with a funny face or like some kind of interesting graphic. It's all been custom made for our content. Upload that.
Yeah, and you can apply so where I'm using an image, you can change that to be a YouTube URL.
Yeah.
Right. So you can actually embed the videos right into Pinterest using the same strategy. So if you had a list of all your YouTube URLs, you could just dump them into the spreadsheet.
Oh, you can share YouTube URLs on Pinterest.
Yep. And the videos load right inside Pinterest.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's load your graphical content to drive clicks, but also use it to almost curate some of your other content. Like, yeah, because YouTube links are huge for me. And possibly some other platforms as well.
Yep.
Interesting.
So that's it. It's it's pretty simple. We got it done quickly. It didn't drag out, but it's you could do this thousands of times a day.
Yeah, and it's just it's for me it's good because it's Pinterest is a platform I haven't used, so it's a fairly simple, low time investment way for me to kind of tap into a network like this and just see what happens. I mean, the risk is setting this up, learning how to automate stuff that can't hurt me, and then just kind of let it run the way you did. And obviously, if it starts driving traffic, and who knows, you could pick up an audience of people that wouldn't have found you any other way. Like this becomes a doorway for you to meet new customers.
Yeah, I've had really good success with Pinterest, and a lot of people, we right on our website we have on the checkout page, how did you hear about us? And people type, I track it on Google Analytics, but people will also type in Pinterest. And something else that we've done, I'll give you another strategy for Pinterest that's worked really well for us is pinning coupons. So if I search for Vector Tunes coupon Pinterest. You'll see that we have a $10 coupon that we've pinned to Pinterest, and we've used the coupon hashtags and the discount hashtags. And then what happens is it gets repinned, it gets picked up on other coupon boards on Pinterest, and it's another way for customers to find you, and it's another way for them to try you for free.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a $10. You got to spend $20 to get the $10 discount, but it's a good promotion, and I've seen this coupon code show up, quite a few times from new customers, and they can only use it once. So it's a great way to, get new customers in the door.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, really, I'm again racking my brain here. We've got just like probably hundreds, if not thousands, of graphical things that we just don't use outside of their original purpose that could be repurposed now onto Pinterest.
Yep.
Thousands of links back to our site. This is awesome.
Yep. And then the other thing that I've done, I should probably share this with you as well with these quote graphics, is I have them up on Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, if you look, my Instagram account is not huge. I'm not an Instagram guru by any stretch. I have 319 followers, but they're good quality followers. They're designers. They're sign shops. They're people who buy my stuff. But you can see, the average graphic here is getting, this one's got almost 50 likes. So it's got 37. So, again, these kind of, they pull in, and these were design based quotes that I uploaded. So they did really well. That's not one of them, but just because it kind of gives you an idea of how you can use this stuff in social media. And Instagram's another great source of branding and traffic back to your business. Your profile links back to your website. So the more stuff you're publishing out there, the more people are going to find you.
Yeah. Well, and along those lines, I did a training video the other day talking about how, especially when you share in, let's say, a place like Facebook, if you have a video that you want to share, I almost believe now with the way people fly through their news feed that you're better to link to your video with an interesting image in your news feed versus embedding the video right into the news feed, because people don't really want to watch a 7-minute video on Facebook most of the time. But they'll quickly glance, you'll get their attention for 3 seconds for the graphic, and if the graphic's well done, maybe you can get them to click through to the video. So I don't know, this is just another, to me, it's another vote for why you want to be using this stuff in as many platforms as you can.
I've also been testing animated GIFs on Facebook, and they seem to do really well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Or GIFs, as some people call them.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man.
I don't know either.
GIFs or GIFs? I always say GIF.
GIF is the cool way to say it.
That's right. Well, that's great. I really appreciate you sharing this. A little bit techie and low level, but if if it's new to you, just watch it back a few times. What Brad did there, it's not. I mean, the steps were not all that difficult. Do it once or twice, and then it's something you could easily just write up into a little Evernote checklist for your VA, and do this once or twice a week, kind of thing.
Yeah, and we'll give you this. Process. I'll give you this spreadsheet. I'll leave it filled out like this, just so you can replace it with your own stuff, and you won't forget how it all works. But yeah, you just copy these final URLs and paste them into a text document and click on them so you can open them in the browser. And it's a much easier way of submitting than sort of the 2 to 3 minute per post option.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Brad. If for you watching this video, go check out vectortunes.com. Brad's building a huge library there, and not only just for his content, but check out the way he's marketing it and doing some really unique, interesting things that I don't really see anyone else doing. So if you liked what you saw here, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Anything else you want to add, Brad?
I prefer library to library.
Library? My graphics library. That's all you wanted to add, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, I'm done. Drop the mic. All right, thanks again, and thank you for watching.
All right.
See ya.